بالله واليوم الآخر ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر ويسارعون في الخيرات وأولئك من الصالحين صدق الله العظيم. In the name of Allah, the All-Merciful, the entirely merciful, they who have faith in Allah and the last day, and bid what is right and forbid what is wrong, and are active in performing good deeds, they are among the righteous. May Allah bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we are cordially requesting to stand up. The national anthem of Bangladesh will be played. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in today's conference we have Her Excellency Marsha Stephens Bloom Barnegat, U.S. Ambassador in Bangladesh, as the chief guest, Muhammad Musharraf Hussain, President of Bangladesh Society of Human Resource Management, and APFHRM as the special guest.
And we have Lynn Goodyear, CEO, Australian HR Institute, as the special guest. She is also the Secretary General of Asia Pacific Federation of Human Resource Management. We have Mr. Nurul Islam as the special guest. He is also the Senior Vice Regional President of MetLife in Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Nepal. He is also the President of American Chamber of Commerce and Industries in Bangladesh.
Dear guest, now we cordially request Mr. Mashikur Rahman Khan, Conference Chair, Life Fellow and Treasurer of Bangladesh Society of Human Resource Management, to deliver his welcome address. Now we are requesting Muhammad Mashikur Rahman Khan on stage.
To come on stage with the guest. To call up on stage with the guest.
Dear sir, we are requesting you to come on the stage with your guest.
Thank you. Now we would like to request Mr. Mashikur Rahman Khan, Conference Chair, Life Fellow and Treasurer of Bangladesh Society for Human Resource Management. He is to deliver his welcome speech, address of welcome speech to the audience. Mr. Khan is the recipient of HR Leadership Award presented by Asia Best Employer Awards World HRD Congress in Singapore. And he is the General Manager, HR and Administration of Ibrahim Cardiac Hospital and Research Institute. Mr. Khan is giving tremendous efforts in establishing HR best practices, recognition of HR professionals, and establishing HR ministry in Bangladesh. Mr. Khan.
Thank you. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Honorable Chief Guest, Her Excellency Marcia Stephens Bloom Barniket, U.S. Ambassador to Bangladesh. Respected special guest, Mr. Mohammad Nurul Islam, Senior Regional Vice President, MetLife for Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Nepal. Ms. Lynn Gaudier, CEO, Australian HR Institute and General Secretary of Asian Pacific Federation of Human Resource Management. Mr. Musharraf Hussain, President, Bangladesh Society for Human Resource Management and President, Asia Pacific Federation of Human Resource Management. Mr. Riyad Hussain, my fellow Conference Secretary, respected founders of BSHRM, distinguished guests, HR leaders from overseas, especially the respected board members of Asia Pacific Federation of Human Resource Management, respected members of BSHRM, dear fellow EC members, international speakers, panelists, conference advisors, sponsors, partners, members from different print and electronic media, and dear participants. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. It is my immense pleasure to welcome you all to the BSHRM MetLife International HR Conference. My very special thanks and heartfelt gratitude to Her Excellency U.S. Ambassador to Bangladesh for kindly accepting our invitation and attending conference in spite of her busy schedule. So far, I know she is world-renowned HR experts also. Maybe this is one of the reasons to accept our invitation to attend this conference. We welcome her. Dear all, it is my great honor and privilege to perform the responsibility of conference chair of International HR Conference BSHRM for second time. This is our fifth conference, and I do believe this year's conference will be the remarkable in the history of BSHRM as well as for Bangladesh. Another special history of this conference is that for the first time, the board meeting of Asia Pacific Federation of Human Resource Management is also tagged with this conference, as the board meeting of conference is going to be held on tomorrow at Hotel West in Dhaka. As conference chair, I cordially welcome all the APFHRM leaders in Dhaka, the capital and historical city of Bangladesh. I strongly believe all of you will enjoy our lovely country Bangladesh and the conference. In these regards, I would like to express our gratitude to Mr. Musharraf Hussain, President of APFHRM, for arranging the board meeting for the first time in Bangladesh. We also congratulate Mr. Musharraf for being the first Bangladeshi professionals elected as President of Asia Pacific Federation of Human Resource Management. We feel proud to host the APFHRM board meeting in Bangladesh and Dhaka. Dear friends, transforming of HR is now one of the main challenges for all the countries in the global competitive market, when the technology and IT changing rapidly. It is also a matter of fact that national development is mostly dependent upon HR transformation. Considering the reality, we have selected the theme of this year's conference as HR Transformation for National Development. I do believe keynote speeches, panel discussions, deliberations of respected chief guests, and other guests will help us to be familiarized with modern global HR practices, which will also help us to find out the way how we can transform our 162 million people into resources in real sense. It will also help us to go forward to reach to the country to middle income country level by utilizing our most valuable asset, that is human resources. I strongly believe that to transform our population to human resources, we need a separate HR ministry in our country. I strongly believe that Honorable Chief Guest, Her Excellency, will be with us in our journey for developing the knowledge, skill, and attitude of our population. As conference chair and on behalf of the International HR Conference Committee, I would like to thank the delegates, all sponsored partners, including MetLife, Pragati Life Insurance, and unique group of companies, participants, and exhibitors for the support in holding the conference successfully. And also thankful to all the conference committee and subcommittee members, EC members, for their hard work to make the conference a grand success. I must express my gratitude to the founders of BSHRM who saw the dream of a world-class society of human resources. I am really grateful to all respected members of BSHRM who inspired us to arrange the conference as well as our BSHRM activities. I would like to express thanks and gratitude to the members of press who always support our activities. I again like to express gratitude from my core of heart to Her Excellency US Ambassador, the world HR leaders and participants from India, Sri Lanka, Australia, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, Japan, Thailand, and of course from United States of America and other overseas participants for attending BSHRM conference. I also like to recognize SHRM for their support. In conclusion, I wish the conference a grand success and believe it will be helpful to the participants, our young friends, students, organizations, as well as whole of our nation. Wish you all the best. Allah Hafiz.
Now we request Mr. Nurul Islam, Senior Regional Vice President of MetLife in Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Nepal, to deliver his speech.
Thank you. Mr. Mohammad Mashikur Rahman Khan, Conference Chair, BSHRM MetLife International HR Conference 2016. Chief guest of the inaugural session of the conference, Her Excellency Marsha S. Barnikat, U.S. Ambassador to Bangladesh. Ms. Lynn Goodyear, CEO, Australian HR Institute. Mr. Musharraf Hussain, President, Bangladesh Society for Human Resources Management. Mr. Muhammad Riyad Hussain, Conference Secretary. Participants from home and abroad, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum and good morning. I feel privileged to be able to speak to you this morning, and I thank BSHRM for giving me this opportunity. When I joined MetLife 34 years ago, I joined as Personnel and Administrative Officer. Back then, in early 1980s, organizations in Bangladesh were just about starting to recognize the importance of human resource management. HRM has come a long way since then. Today, most organizations in Bangladesh, business or non-business, big or small, would have HR departments. That by itself, in my view, has been a significant transformation. And I thank the HR professionals of this country for their contributions to that transformation. But there is a long way to go still. The real HR transformation for national development requires much more than what has been achieved so far. The real transformation would mean HR professionals becoming more than specialists. They have to have deep knowledge or experience of the rest of the functions in his or her organization. They have to be involved in high-level strategic discussions and planning. This is already happening in many organizations in Bangladesh. However, the pace has to be faster for us to catch up with the rest of the world. Businesses formulate strategies and decide what to do and what not to do in a specific time frame. Strategies these days are becoming increasingly talent-led. For executing the strategies, organizations need the right type of talents. Attracting, developing, and retaining talents are mainly the jobs of the human resource management departments. There is a growing realization in the corporate world these days that HR team leader, or as some organizations call it, HR business partner, has to be part of the executive group that develops strategies. By being part of the group from the beginning, HR team leader will have a clear understanding of the type of talents the organizations will require, not only to deliver on the strategies, but also to develop the pool of future leaders. HR transformation, therefore, is a key ingredient for success in today's business. Studies have shown that companies introduce HR transformation in markets that offer the greatest business value, and emerging markets rank high in that list. As you all know, and you will probably hear more about it throughout the day today, Bangladesh has been making steady economic and social progress over the years. Bangladesh's middle and affluent class, or MSE as some people call, is surging and dispersing, turning the entire country into a high-value market for almost all businesses. HR transformation must keep pace with this development. I applaud the Bangladesh Society for Human Resources Management for organizing this international conference, the theme of which is HR transformation for national development. I believe this is a very timely move and one that will have far-reaching positive impact on the businesses and other organizations in Bangladesh. We at MetLife are very pleased to have the opportunity of being the title sponsor of this important event. MetLife, through its subsidiaries and affiliates, is one of the largest life insurance companies in the world. Founded in 1868, MetLife is a global provider of life insurance, annuities, employee benefits, and asset management. Serving approximately 100 million customers, MetLife has operations in nearly 50 countries and holds leading market positions in the United States, Japan, Latin America, Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. The company has a long history in Bangladesh too, tracing back to 1952. It has been the market leader in this country since 1997. As I said earlier, companies need talents to execute strategies. However, the right types of talents are not easy to find or attract. Organizations are in a continuous race for talents. Every organization pays salaries, bonuses, long-term incentives, etc. to their talents or employees. There's limited scope for one organization to differentiate from another in these areas. Tailor-made employee benefits can make that differentiation, Employee benefits, therefore, are critical to an organization's success in attracting and retaining talents. MetLife is a trusted partner of many organizations around the world in developing and executing employee benefit solutions. In the US, 90 of the top Fortune 100 companies rely on MetLife for their employee benefit services. MetLife Bangladesh also provides employee benefit services to many organizations, local and multinationals. Our most valuable employee benefit partners and would-be partners are sitting in this room today. I take this opportunity to thank each one of them on behalf of MetLife for their partnership. Once again, many thanks to the organizers for having me here. I wish the conference every success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Nurul Islam. Ladies and gentlemen, now we like to request Ms. Lynn Goodyear to deliver her speech. Lynn Goodyear is the CEO of Australian Human Resource Institute, and she is also serving as the General Secretary of Asia Pacific Federation of Human Resource Management. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Lynn Goodyear.
Thank you very much. It's an honour to be here in my capacity as CEO of the Australian HR Institute, so the equivalent of BSHRM in Australia, but also in my capacity as Secretary General and Treasurer of the Asia Pacific Federation of Human Resource Management, or AFRM as we like to call it. Like my colleagues from AFRM who are here today, I have the privilege of attending many of these events and conferences around the world, and I forever am impressed when I arrive in the country with the energy and passion of the HR professionals on the ground who seek to drive the change that we just heard about that is so essential to our organisations and to our country. The members of AFRM are committed to working together to meet the global agenda of transforming HR around the world, and we're very pleased to be part of this conference. I want to congratulate BSHRM on their leadership here in Bangladesh, and I particularly want to congratulate Musharraf Hossain, who is the president of BSHRM, but also the president of the Asia Pacific Federation. We thank you for your constant efforts and energy towards this very important global agenda. I am joined here today by my colleagues from around the Asia Pacific Federation, and I wanted to ask them to stand so that across the day you will have the chance